Cracker Barrel is doing some rearranging of this furniture. I'm sorry. Starbucks doing some rearranging of this furniture. A major rollout for a redesign that plans to be done by 2026, where they're going to uplift or remodel about 1,000 of its coffee houses across the U.S. and North America. Part of their Back to Starbucks strategy under CEO Brian Niccol. The goal is to bring back warmth, comfort, and community in their stores rather than the purely transactional experience they've been in the last couple of years. So here's what customers expect to see in their new, more older Cracker Barrels. I'm sorry, Starbucks will have more cozier, softer seating, restoring it back to the seats of old as opposed to the weird sort of funky couches they have now. There'll be more outlets and power plugs with better lighting and warmer colors and textures in the decor to make it feel like you want to hang out there again and not shoo you away. The redesigned layouts for mobile pickups will make it easier and clearer for people coming in to grab a coffee and leave, and make it easier for people who want to sit and stay a while to know where to go sit and stay a while. Also, some risers for pickups and less congested lobbies as well to make things flow much easier. So beyond aesthetics, Cracker Barrel is making a format operational adjustments to make things, I'm sorry, I did it again. Starbucks is making this operational adjustments and these format changes to make things work a little easier. They're phasing out some of their pickup only or mobile order stores. They're going to get rid of about 80 to 90 of those. And they will convert them into either actual cafes with seats in them if there's space, or get rid of them. They're getting out of that game, or eliminating that game a bit. They're also going to have some smaller coffee house of the future prototypes, which may be what these mobile stores turned into. They'll have fewer seats, less than 32 per operation, and of course, a drive-through if it's possible to make things working, but also cost less to build and maintain, to do some sort of a amalgam, sort of come together with the mobile stores and the smaller stores. So why is Cracker Barrel doing this? So why is Starbucks doing this? These redesigns are part of the larger turnaround strategy where Starbucks has seen falling same store sales, that's a word I should say properly, for several quarters, and shifting customer behavior towards mobile ordering. And complaints that stores feel too utilitarian, and while mobile ordering is great, I kind of want to go sit down someplace. They want to reclaim the third space feel, where you feel like you want to go someplace not just to buy a coffee, but to be out of the house. They want to increase how long people stay in the stores when they have that third space feel. And customer feedback is saying that making it more inviting, comfortable spaces, and lots of lightings and a place to plug up, and promises not to bring your full desktop computer. Promises that may or may not be kept by those people who are hanging out at the Starbucks. They're going to enhance some operational efficiency without sacrificing the ambiance. Mobile pickup orders will be smoother, the wait time should be reduced, and of course, knowing the difference between where to sit and where to stand for your coffee will help. Each store uplift will cost about $150,000 on average. And the timing of the 1,000 stores will be done by 2026 is to make the life better for folks at your Cracker Barrel, at your Starbucks. You've seen some of these replacements already in New York and Southern California, where big traffic will make it easier to pay these things off quickly. So far, so good. Minimum downtime is happening as they do the uplifts. They don't want to shut down the whole stores, but do what they can to be accountable to what's happening and get things up to speed as quickly as possible. Now, a more inviting, comfortable environment might help Starbucks win back its customers who've drifted away during the mobile focus period. Part of it was pandemic and you couldn't have people in stores. Part of it was our lifestyle and going through drive-thrus are better. And part of it is the uptick in chain stores or upgraded local mom and pops that do the drive-up coffee issue. So they're doing it better on a drive-up issue. So why do you go to Starbucks? For the ambiance, not just for the burnt coffee. It also boosts the brand warmth and collaboration of the community that they had back in the day. As a person who actually opened a Starbucks here in the state, the first Starbucks opened in the state, they put a whole lot of propaganda into you on what it is to be a Starbucks store and what in their full philosophy for years back. In the 15 years since it's happened, times have changed, things have changed, and people have changed. And of course, the markets have changed. Unfortunately, the markets have changed so much, Starbucks needs to go back to some of their basic stuff. Now, $150,000 per store is high. Times 1,000 is a lot of money. So we'll see if the investment pays off quickly or if it turns into more of a cluster in the McMahon's what's going to doing. And of course, shutting down the mobile stores, they're still making money. So shutting down the mobile stores themselves may be a bigger issue than they think. The risk of disrupting what they're doing right now is out there as well. And of course, looking for local flavor versus uniformity is a deal. Can they remodel these things to still look like a Starbucks, but feel like a local coffee house to bring most people back? We shall see. I am a big Starbucks fan. Have not gone lately because timing wise, things like that. And it turns into a thing. It's not the most easy thing to do. My wife and I used to go to Starbucks often before pre JJ, and now JJ will go and sit in the corner and skulk and whatever and watch her phone and whatever and do other things there. But it was a place we went to. We brought a book or brought a laptop and did some stuff and sat quiet before. The experience of sitting in a Starbucks is not the same. It's literally cold in there all the time. There are people doing business back and forth, but they're smaller. There's always boxes and things all over the place because they use it more or less for storage and whatever. I guess that's a way to make it feel homey and make it feel local because it's Unitarian, it's commercial, but it's just not the great feeling. I remember going to Starbucks when I was in the Air Force and just going to a Starbucks whenever I was TDY somewhere and needed someplace to go get out and work a little bit that wasn't the hotel bar. And Starbucks was its place. And then I worked for Starbucks, and when going through and I'll call it propaganda, going through all the indoctrination they give you as a Starbucks employee of why things work so well because it was meant to be a third space, and it's no longer a great third space. Third spaces are not really that great anymore in the United States. Loitering and paying money and things like that, people want to make more money off of stuff, so that makes a difference. But trying to turn Starbucks back into some place that's more inviting, some place you'd actually want to stay for a while, is a great start. We'll see what happens if one of the stores here turns into one of these more modernly designs going back and forth. What do you think about third spaces in Starbucks? Let me know.